to our nutrition tips for today. So my name is Coach Melina, and if hi Jillian. So the thing is, if you're new here, just to learn about some nutrition tips, okay, you can type in one into the chat because I would like our session to be a bit interactive. Nothing really scientific, in these nutrition tips that I'm sharing today. In fact, I'm sharing it through my own experience, okay? So if you're new here, first time joining our WSS Lifestyle Hub, you can type in one. Wow. Hi, coach. Okay. I'm a newbie here. Thank you so much. But your name is very long. Japatan Kehakiman. Maybe you can let me know what is your name, right? So welcome everyone again. So before I start, I'll just let a few more people come in into the chat and I will start to share my story and my journey. Okay. Hi Aisha. Wow. Thank you so much for letting me know your name. So as all of you know that our gut is really so important, right? So today I will just like to share with everyone what does it mean by healthy gut. All right. So another thing is Happy Easter, everyone. I forgot it's a Easter Sunday. So thank you so much for spending at least this 30 minutes with me to learn more about gut health. So I'm so grateful that you spend at least this 30 minutes away from your family for a while just to learn something that you can also help your family and maybe some friends that you know who has this issue of their gut problem. All right. So I'll share my screen now. Right. So today's topic, happy gut, happy you. As you can see in that picture, why there is a balloon next to your gut. Okay, because this is my own personal journey. I've always had an issue of bloating. So if any of you moms here have issues of bloating, you can also let me know in the chat group to say, yes, I'm a mom that has bloating issues. Or if you're a male, I haven't heard of male having a lot of bloating issues before, but the fact is people do have bloating issues, but it's particularly more, it's more common for women, especially moms.
Coach
Okay,
Melina,
so
we
yes.
can't see any slide on you. We
Oh
still,
dear,
yeah,
you can't see my slide.
no slides.
Okay, wait. Sorry, okay. Technical
Excited.
problem. Yes, share screen. Ayo. Okay, coming. Can you see now?
Yes, yes.
All right, great. One sec. One sec. All right. I'll keep the chat box open. Okay, so as you can see now, my slide, right? The picture on the right, I will explain again. Why is there a balloon? Because every time for women, we get bloated. Whether it's the time of the month or even when it's not time of the month, you also feel bloated. And today I will share with you a personal journey of mine because I've been suffering this issue since I was very, very young as a child. And I've always told my mom that I have wind in my tummy, I have wind in my tummy, but I never really found out the problem until I came on this platform to join our 10 days challenge to understand more about my body. Okay, so it is very common for moms, especially after you've given birth, that you feel the bloatness getting very common, right? And you can feel it like just like a balloon being injected into your tummy. Okay, so the topic is also a bit sensitive because if any parents here, you can type in too. We're going to talk a lot about poop. Okay, related to poop as well. Okay, so before we get started, I always want to share my before after picture to everyone, right? So if you're new here, if you don't know me, my name is Coach Melina. So I just turned 42 this year. Okay, and I just turned 42 like 4 days ago. So on the picture, you can see I was in my late 30s. I was turning 38 years old, and I've never been overweight my whole life. In fact, even after giving birth to my twin daughters, I have twin daughters. Okay, so this year they are 12. So even after giving birth to them, it took me like a year to get back into my pre-pregnancy weight. right? So I was never having issue with my weight. But as I grew older and I picked up a lot of bad lifestyle habits because I work in corporate and I always travel a lot for my work. So along the way, you adapt bad habits. Okay. So my bad habit was snacking a lot at night before I sleep. So I love savory food and I always, together with my husband, because what I eat, he eats, right? So in the end, we always eat supper when our kids go to bed to enjoy our TV time. So our supper is really, really supper, okay? We will order fried chicken because that's what I love to eat, savory food. We will eat a lot of chips. So that was the lifestyle habit I did. So when I was turning 38, I was feeling very low energy. At the same time, my clothes were going from S to M, and I was halfway going to L. Okay. But of course, my husband did not see this. In fact, inside, I felt that I was, not being myself. So I was becoming a recluse. I didn't want to wear nice clothes anymore. And, even my hair, I stopped coloring it. So in the end, I just like gave up on myself because I thought this is the natural way. When my kids grow up, then my focus is on them and I focus on my career. Then I stopped focusing on myself. But deep inside, I was feeling so depressed. So I found this platform through my ex-colleague who told me that there is a way to get out, and she showed me her before after picture, which I was so inspired. So you're going to see my after picture. So when I knew her, she was always an XL person, but when I saw her after picture, she could share the clothes that I used to wear when I was an S size. Can you imagine that? So when you can see this picture here, what I was doing, I was going on a fat diet for 6 months, doing intermittent fasting, and going to the gym at least 3 times a week. But clueless going to the gym, because I'm not a workout person, because I never had issues with my weight. So my first thought to get more energy and to lose some weight was always going to the gym, but not looking after what I eat. Okay, so I was doing intermittent fasting a lot and also drinking at least 3 to 4 cups of coffee every day because I wanted to lose weight fast, kicking up my metabolism because I hated workout and I thought that was the easiest way to lose weight. And at the same time, I had so high low energy because of too much coffee in my system. So daytime, I will be super tired, but nighttime, I'll be super active. I won't be able to sleep. That was my lifestyle, as you can see in this picture. But at the same time, I was only targeting, my goal was to just lose 3 kg. But in 6 months, I couldn't do it. Imagine that. So my weight was yo-yo for 6 months, feeling very depressed, feeling not able to take control of just losing 3 kgs. So what happened after that, right? You can see this is my before. I met up with my ex-colleague who introduced me to a coach and told me to get on the 10 days lean and home program and go on the nutrition plan and meal plan because I was under eating so much. When you under eat so much, you're not able to put enough nutrition in your body. And because of that, you're not able to get your results that you want. So after joining 2 rounds of 10 days, I lost 4.2 kgs in 1 month. So in every 10 days, I lost average of 2 kgs. So in 1 month, I lost 4.2 kgs. And at the same time, I also lost 1 layer of visceral fat. I lost around 5% of body fat. But the best thing was I felt so much energy. I could give up my coffee. I stopped all my cravings of savory food at night. I slept so much better, right? So, the numbers is quite small, but the significance of the feeling that I felt like myself again. So after that, I joined advanced program, 8 weeks body transformation, because I wanted to challenge myself to see whether I could get the body that I always wanted. And here it is, my after picture. There it is. I was 40 years old when I took that picture. So that was my BDC picture. And here I gained around 5 kg of muscle. So it's just lean muscle. And of course, getting my six pack. So the next picture is getting my flat tummy, which I always wanted. Okay. So don't forget, I'm also a mommy of twin girls. So when you know you have twin pregnancy, you definitely have a very, very huge tummy, right? So I always were very, very, very conscious of my tummy because I had a lot of loose skin. So I never knew how to tighten that up. So through the program and through eating right with proper nutrition, I could do that, right? But there was another issue that I'd like to share with you along this journey, halfway when I was doing my BTC. Okay. So I was battling this problem. As you can see, this is my office in the past where I was wearing my jeans. It was so tight, not only because I needed to lose weight, but it was another problem. See this picture? I was overseas because I travel a lot for my work. And when you travel a lot, what happens? You have irregular eating timing. And you can see through, I was so cold, it was winter, but my tummy, you can see it poking right through, right? So I'm not an overweight person or overall at the time before joining the 10 days. This is all the pictures before joining the program as well. So you can see my tummy was poking through because I was also suffering from this bloated tummy. Okay, maybe to some of you this feels like, oh, it's a very small issue and it's not that bloated, but trust me, the feeling is like as though there is a balloon in my tummy and people was like pumping air all the time. Why do I feel this way? Right? So if any of you here have the similar problem, you can type in 3 into the chat group and I can explain why, because I went through this experience my whole life. When I was a young when I was very young, as a child, I felt this way, right? Until I was a teenager, as a young adult. And you guess what I had to do the whole young adult life that I always had to do. Have you heard of charcoal pills? Okay. So anybody here heard of charcoal pills? I'm the queen of charcoal pills. All right. So the time when my husband met me when I was in my 20s, I always carry my charcoal pills everywhere. And when I'm saying carry charcoal pills, I just don't carry one strip. I carry a whole box in my bag. And when I travel, I make sure I have 2 boxes because I put one in my suitcase. Touch wood, in case my suitcase go missing when I'm traveling, because sometimes that happens and I used to travel very, very often. Every 8 weeks, I'll be traveling somewhere. So I make sure I have 2 boxes, one in my suitcase and one in my carry-on. And when I'm not traveling, one in my bag, and emergency, one in my glove compartment in my car. The reason is because I have this severe bloating and it happens always in the evening time. So it starts like around 3 p.m. and I can feel my stomach bloating up. And this also happened before I had my kids, right? And it felt like so hard, like a balloon in my tummy. And the feeling was like, I wish somebody could just give me a pin. I could just prick it and all the air will release. Yes, the air doesn't release from the back or the front. It's just stuck there. And it's such an uncomfortable feeling. You can imagine it's something hard, right? And maybe some people even think I was pregnant, but I wasn't, you know? So this problem was really, really so bad that when I carry all the charcoal pills, when I felt that it was coming, I even trained myself to swallow the charcoal pills without any water. So how many of you have done that before? I have done that most of my life. Okay. And the worst thing was I don't take 1 or 2. Okay. Guess how many I have to take? I have to take around 4 to 5, one shot, because I want instant relief, right? And to me, when I heard about charcoal pills when I was a young adult, because I suffered this problem when I was a child, when I heard of these charcoal pills, I was like, hey, it's something that is not so damaging. It's not medication, right? But it can help me release the wind, whether it's the front or the back, correct? So I make sure that when I feel it's coming, when I'm outside, when I'm working, or when I have to entertain or when socializing with friends, when I feel it's coming, when I don't have water with me, I just swallow 4 or 5 at one go. Yeah, this was my life before I joined the program. So any of you here have this problem, then you would understand how bad it is. And the frequency this happens is probably every week once. And I learned later on during this journey that I had to avoid a lot of certain foods. This was all before joining the program, okay? I have to avoid so many food like broccoli, cauliflower, banana. So my whole nutrition for my body was lacking a lot of this category of food because it caused me a lot of bloating issues. So that was the problem I had. So any of you moms here, if you have kids who are very young, especially like if you have babies, right? You're always wondering because babies can't talk yet, right? And when they are below 2 years old, they can't tell you when they have pain. So the only thing they know how to do is to cry all the time. And while crying, mom's reaction is either they're hungry or they have gas or they're wind, correct? So when you hear your child cry when they have wind, what do? You give them bright water, correct? It's called 肥仔水. I'm sure some of you here who understand Cantonese and who have kids and you have your parents who tell you, hey, your child has wind, so you can feed the 肥仔水, or maybe you know the red color, yeah, Jeannie, the red color ointment that you rub your hands together and you press it on your child's tummy, right? So yeah, you eat all correct. So all these things help to de-bloat, right? And for babies, when that happens, then you always, as a parent, you always think that, oh, my child has wind because probably did not poo-poo, right? So along here, you can see my pictures, you'll be asking, hey, how is my digestive health besides this bloating? Well, I was quite regular in my mind, thinking I was regular because I could go like almost every day. And sometimes it's like probably the worst to me was maybe every skip one day. So it's like 2 days once. But before joining the program, I was already going almost every day. So to me, I was already thinking, hey, my digestive health, my overall poo poo time is normal. So for children, when you are a parent, every time when your child doesn't poo for one day, don't you think your child is super cranky? Don't you think they'll be crying so much? They cannot sleep, they'll be fussing and everything, and you as a parent, you'll be doing so much to help them to poo poo. So that's why it's a taboo topic. We always talk about this when we have kids, like, oh, my kid haven't poo poo yet, right? So we always make sure that, they poo poo first so that they feel happy. But what about adults? So adults, if we don't poo regularly, do we feel happy? We also feel uncomfortable. So when you're uncomfortable, all these problems start to happen. You can't think properly or you can't plan your day well because you don't want to be going poo-poo outside, right? So you're always like thinking about it, but you don't know how to regulate all this, right? And my husband and I, we always talk about poo-poo before we had kids because we are very open about poo-poo, okay? Because we share the same toilet and for men, they love to sit there forever. So in the end, I always like wondering how come it's so difficult to plan the poo-poo time for adults, right? So now I like to share why. So any of you here understand what is the gut? Have you heard about gut feeling and trust your gut? So if you heard about all these terms, can you just type one in the chat for me? Okay, about the gut. Why do we always use this idiom, gut, gut, gut? Yeah, thank you so much, Jean, Jason, Pauline, always talking about the gut. Gut feeling, the meaning is an intuition and indistinctive feeling about something. So we always say like, I feel something, my gut feeling, right? So we always think the gut is in the tummy area, correct? But actually the gut covers bigger areas than that. So if your gut is not clean or your gut has problems, then can you trust your gut feeling or not? Can you trust your gut feeling to make a decision or to feel happy or to, to make a decision about a person or about something, right? So again, what is gut? For medical and science, it means our genitourinary tract. Okay, I can't pronounce it very well, but I have a picture here to show you which area will cover our gut. All right. So the cover of our gut area not only is in the stomach, because every time we talk about trust our gut feeling, we always think about our stomach, but we are not wrong. Okay. Our gut covers our small intestines, our appendix, our colon, and of course these other areas for, poo-poo area, correct? So the source is, you can type it in Wikipedia. This is what the gut's covering. So if any of this area here, it is not in balance, it's not in harmony, then obviously you are not in a happy situation because your body is not happy, it's not balanced. So that will definitely affect your decision making. So you might be wondering, is there a connection between your gut and your brain, right? Yes, there is a connection between your gut health and your brain. Okay, as you can see here from Sean Talbot, he's a PhD, he is a PhD in nutritional biochemist. He said there are two brains, one is the brain here, our normal brain that functions the whole body as well, right? And our second brain is really in our gut, because the gut links our central nervous system, our brain and spinal cord, and it consists of the dense, complex network of nerves. Imagine that network of nerves around our gastrointestinal tract. Okay, along with the bacterial lining in our tract, there is this bacteria called microbiome. So this is just the scientific part, but it makes sense, right? Because we always have this idiom from past, trust your gut feeling. So that is really our second brain. So if we don't look after the second brain, then how can we be happy? How can we be making good decisions? So I ask any one of you here, okay, if you don't go poo-poo for 3 days, do you feel happy? So if you feel happy, you say happy. You don't feel happy, can you just say not happy? Not happy, right? 3 days you don't poo-poo. For me, if one day no poo-poo, I don't leave the house. But if I have to work, I have no choice, lah, right? But if one day I don't get to poo-poo, I'll be in the house whole day, waiting for the feeling. Oh, Aisha, you said you will have migraine. Yeah, because you see, that's our second brain. If we can poo-poo every day, then we always feel happy. If I can, like my children when they were young, if they don't poo-poo, then I feel frustrated as a parent as well, because I can't plan my day with them. I can't go out because I don't know when they're going to poo-poo, right? So that's why it is really all about our gut health, all about poo-poo. So does that make sense to any one of you here? If it does, please tell me yes, it makes sense. Our second brain. Now you see how much it is linked into everything that we are feeling, right? Okay. So the next question is there a link between the gut bacteria and our weight loss? Is there anything that is related? Of course, because imagine what you eat needs to be expelled, right? So you are what you eat, and there are sometimes through lifestyle habits, or maybe through stressful situations, you eat wrong food, and because of that, we don't think about our second brain. So if you eat properly and you do go regularly every day at a specific time, that will be really champion, man. If you can specific time every day, 7 o'clock, you can go, that is already a champion. It's a win, correct? So if that happens, then obviously your body is in harmony, and that can contribute to positive weight loss. So remember this, our gut. So our gut consists of our stomach and everything else that's in the lower part of our body. So whatever you eat needs to go in, right? So can any one of you tell me how long is our intestines? Do you have an idea? If you do, then type into the chat box, right? I'm sure we heard about this, but we just don't know Why is it so important? You don't know how, Eugenie, don't know how long is our intestinal tract? Anybody else? I can give you 3 meters, few feet, definitely more than few feet. 7 meters is close. Okay, I'll give you an idea. The small intestines and the large intestines combined together, it covers 4,000 square feet. 4,000 square feet, okay? Bigger than my house. I'm sure it's bigger than, maybe it's not bigger than some of your other houses, but it's bigger than my house, okay? So what does that mean? There's so much area that we need to look after, right? Because, you know, I am 42, but at a time when I had so much of these problems, before I had an idea how to look after it, I was 38, correct? So I had 38 years of having this 4,000 square feet inside me, not looked after. It's so complex, correct, Jeannie? It is so complex. Okay, like you can see here, okay, 4,000 square feet is equivalent to 15 feet. 15 feet, our small intestines combined with our large intestines. So you might be asking, what is important? Because in school, we always know that what is the function of intestines, right? We know that is for, for the poo-poo to come out. And we always have a very general idea, like the small intestines, just absorb, and then the large intestines just expel. So it goes through like that, right? But guess what? The small intestines is more complicated than what you think. It has a bigger function for our body. So as you can see here, this is a snapshot. Okay. So our small intestine has this lining that is all these little things sticking out. It's all people have the same length. Of course, Jeannie, all of us have it, just that it's stuck, God made it so well that it's stuck right inside, that we can't see it, right? That is flat. So it's all inside us, 15 feet, right? So like I was saying, our small intestine is a big job because it has a lining that is in between our bloodstream. Okay, so this intestinal lining, we have this tiny finger-like things you can see here called the villi. So this is just a snapshot of the villi. So it's like our fingers. So this is your intestine. So you have these things sticking out. Okay, your small intestines. So these are the villi. So the villi, the function is really to absorb all the good nutrition, all the goodness that you have eaten from your food, and let it release into your bloodstream, as you can see at the bottom. So it does the filtering and also absorb the good thing going to your bloodstream. But what happens if you don't go regularly and you do not look after this 4,000 square feet in your body, right? And that's what it means by you have a leaky gut. Leaky gut is that your villi has already too much damage in between due to lifestyle, due to maybe too much high sugar or high sugar food and things that are bad for your body. So your villi gets damaged and then becomes inflamed and has a lot of things, mucus stuck in between. And there's nothing that you can do to clean it because you have 4,000 square feet. And in the end, all this, when it's damaged, it will be like open up, and then it doesn't do the filtering so well, and then all the bad bacteria and toxins and all the undigested food, all the processed food goes into your bloodstream and then goes into your body. Remember, this is our second brain also, right? So when it goes to our body, what happens? That's when you have all this problem of called leaky gut. So what are the symptoms of getting leaky gut? Okay, the symptoms of leaky gut. This is what I was experiencing. Bloating, abdominal pain, irregular stools, right? Reflux, heartburn, burping, gas, nausea. Why? Because your villi is already damaged and it cannot function to absorb the best things for your body. So because of that, it has lack of functions, and it has gaps in between, and all the bad stuff just go right into your bloodstream. And this is what we call you have a leaky gut. So these are the gastrointestinal problems, and I was facing that for so long. And some people, it gets worse because it's manifesting in their skin problems, acne, dry skin, rashes, all of this. All right. And the third one would be neurological symptoms. You will have brain fog, fatigue, headache, migraine. That's why Aisha, you said right. When you don't go for poo-poo for more than 2-3 days, you get migraine, right? So here we have also anxiety, depression, insomnia. Wow, when I was looking through all this for this presentation, then I was thinking, wow, this is what I was going through before my 38 years, okay? I had fatigue, brain fog, I always get headache. But of course, now it's all gone. Why? Later I will tell you. All right. Sophia. Yes, you have a question. Let's save the questions for after this, okay? We are going to be done. Then we will open for the Q&A. Okay, thank you. Okay, so you can see all this is the problem of leaky gut. So you'll be asking how to solve the leaky gut related weight issues. Well, of course, you have to change diet, eat a healthier diet, exercise, and also be zen, meaning manage stress, slow down, keep calm, and things like that, right? So because of all this is related to weight and also related to bloating issue. So guess what? I was doing all this before I even knew about this platform. I was going for workout, correct? So check there. I was also trying a different diet fad, thinking that could help me with my weight issues of just losing 3 kg. Also check about the stress part. Stress part, how to manage stress. I didn't even know how because I don't understand personal development at that time. I was only working from 9 to 5 job, pleasing my boss, pleasing my kids, pleasing my husband. So I don't understand how to look after me. So no personal development for me. So that one was, I didn't do it. So after doing all that, I was still suffering from all this before I found this platform. Why? Because I wasn't looking after my own eating habits. Because you can see here, poor quality diets contribute to unhealthy gut, right? So can result in symptoms like this. So I was continuously having all this bloated stomach, and I can tell you, growling stomach, I'm number one. Can you imagine when I'm in a meeting with my bosses, and because I travel so much for my meetings, right, and I have irregular eating habits. So when I'm in a meeting after lunch, I sit there, my stomach can still growl and I'm not even hungry, and it's not silent growl, it's very, very loud, and I'll be so embarrassed, so embarrassed. I was like, what? It's not me. So I always, try to hide it, but I couldn't stop it and I didn't know how to. Okay, and of course definitely abdominal pain due to bloating, right? So if any of you have this kind of problem, then you will know why doing exercise, managing stress if you know how to, and also going on a diet did not really help to solve all the issues of your gut, right? Because the gut needs to have a detoxification part. So after that, when I still going through all this, guess what? We have our nutrition program, right? It's a balanced nutrition because my body was not balanced at all. Even doing so much before, I couldn't even solve my problems. I can't lose weight. I can't solve my problem of my bloated stomach. So here, balanced nutrition, where we use Herbalife Nutrition as part of our nutrition plan, where it's balanced with everything that you can see here, micronutrients, macronutrients, and we have a 3-step healthy breakfast, that starts with hydration and then energizing and nourishing your body. So simple, right? I didn't know that changing my breakfast can help solve a lot of my problems before when I was 38 and before. So what is the product that I love so much that really, really helped me with my digestive problem, which is none other than our Herbalife Aloe Concentrate Mix, right? So what does aloe help you to do? It soothes your digestive system and it supports micronutrient absorption, low calorie, and best of all, it tastes really good. So here, we have 3 flavors. And of course, my favorite is always original because I can mix it with other drinks and it will still taste yummy. And disclaimer here, right? Because I didn't know how to look after my digestive health. And at that time, before joining on this platform, my own daughter, my youngest daughter, also had a lot of poo-poo issues. It was so bad when she was very young, probably when she started when she was 3 years old, that sometimes 2, 3 days no poo-poo because I don't understand why she couldn't when we are trying to feed her food. So I always need to use enema for my daughter right until she was 5 years old. Yes, this is from my own experience. She couldn't go poo-poo, and we always need to do enema for her. And I always had supply of enema. So before going on this program, it's like a lot of charcoal pills, and I have to keep a lot of charcoal pills at home, and also enema for my daughter. So imagine that, every time you have to do enema for her, she'll be crying because she's in pain. And my husband became expert, always enema, my youngest daughter. My oldest daughter was different. She never really liked to eat on time. She eats very slow. So because of that, she always have bloated stomach as well. And she always, crying, saying that I have wind in my tummy, wind in my tummy. But as usual, I only use the oil, UV oil, but it didn't really help her. So yes, I do feed my daughters this, and it really helped them to be regular every day. And the best thing is, they are 12 years old. When hormones start to kick in, they also manage to maintain very nice skin as well. Okay, so check with the person who invited you here if you want to know more about this. This is really my really go-to product. I really, really love this product. And at the same time, I do hear from one of our coaches that it did help with gastric issues as well because Herbalife Aloe does aid with the digestion, right? Next is one of my favorite as well, apple fiber inulin power drink. So what does it does? It is made out of soluble and insoluble fiber because sometimes even though we eat a lot of vegetables, but we are not sure whether it's enough. So we need average around 25 to 30 grams of vegetable per day, right? And what this product has, it has also this inulin, which is the probiotics, right? So it's really good, really tastes yummy. It is made out of it's apple flavor. So as a mom, I use this a lot to create healthy snacks for my kids. Besides putting it in shakes, right? I created a lot of healthy snacks with apple fiber as well, right? So it promotes healthy growth of bacteria because of inulin, right? And when I first got introduced to this, because my digestive health was so bad, for the first few days after consuming this, I had a lot of poo-poo happening. And it's not a good poo-poo because it was like diarrhea because I had so lack of good bacteria in my body. Okay, so after taking this, it was like I didn't understand, but I had a coach. So if any of you here invited by somebody, so you can ask that person how to get in touch with all these Herbalife products. And at the same time, my coach told me that because I was lacking in so much friendly bacteria and also my leaky gut was so bad, so that was the issue that I had to make sure that I have to solve, right? Last but not least, after cleaning your 4,000 square feet, you also need to put in good nutrition. So we have our Herbalife F1 shake, 21 vitamin minerals. You can also blend it with fruits. So this is my never miss product for the last 3 years, and I love taking this. So guess what happened after being on the program? You have heard about what I did in the past that did not help. So before joining the program, okay, this is quite embarrassing for me to show this photo. So you all very lucky you all get to see it, okay? This was me before, okay? At that time, I was still doing my fat diets, going to the gym 3 times a week. Yes, I lost a bit of weight, but I gained back also, so it's yo-yo all the time. As you can see, my face, this is full makeup, okay? I'm talking about really, really full makeup. It is so unhealthy because I had a problem of leaky gut. And no matter how much of healthy food that I was trying to consume for my body cannot absorb anything because of my leaky gut issues. So you can see it reflected in my skin, it reflected in my overall complexion. You can see the bumps on my face. So I always had a lot of rashes, randomly would just appear. Okay, randomly appear, like I didn't touch anything. How come suddenly I got rashes everywhere? So, it was really a big problem for me. And on the right hand side, you can see how gray my complexion was. And that also I was on makeup. Yeah, because I'm also from the beauty industry, so I know about makeup, how important is it to make a woman look good, right? So that's what happened. So after joining the program, and on the left, I was 38. On the right, 42. And today you see me, I'm 42 years old. Okay, so look after your 4,000 square feet. All right, 4,000 square feet is very important. That's our second brain. And because of that, if you look after it, you will not only feel happier, you will also live a happier life, right? So thank you very much. This is a special gift of nutrition knowledge to all of you. And now open for Q&A. Anybody who would like to ask any questions, please feel free to let me know. And I'll try my best to answer, okay?
Thank you very much, Coach Melina. So any question? Just now there is a question, right?
Yeah, anybody had a question earlier?
Yeah. You can ask right now. Yeah, just now said Sophia Za, right? So there is a question from you. So you may ask right now. You can unmute yourself basically.
Okay, I see your question. So like, what does not poo-poo and migraine link? What does not poo-poo? Oh, so you saw my whole presentation, right? How is it linked? Because your villi, your small intestines, is already damaged. So that's why you have a leaky gut. So the villi's function is mainly to absorb all the good things that you put in your body. So when it's damaged, it stops functioning. It stops absorbing the good things. So it lets all the bad things that you eat, there's no filter anymore. So it goes direct into your bloodstream. When it goes direct, that's where you will have all the leaky gut issues of migraine, bad skin, cannot lose weight, unable to sleep, like all the lists that I showed you earlier, right? So this is real because I experienced it myself. Can you imagine? I just want to lose 3 kg and I cannot do it for 6 months, right? So I hope that answer your question. So everything is for our gut, right? Second brain and our source of happiness. Really our source of happiness. So if you want to really maintain yourself to feel happy every day, then make sure you have a good, healthy gut, because without a healthy gut, you won't be happy. Without a healthy gut, you won't feel younger, energetic. You won't be able to absorb all the good food that you want. That you keep on putting good food in your body, but it's waste already because it just goes out into the large intestines. No absorption. Instead, it just goes, no filter, it just goes right through, and then your body is not getting the best thing. So you waste all your money also, right? So anyway, any more questions from anyone? I'll
Yeah,
be happy to answer.
I got the questions.
Oh,
Some
okay.
actually once they finish their food, right, they immediately go to poo poo. Is that also a problem on the instant in from themselves?
But can you elaborate more, like when you say
These
finish?
people like some people actually they have their breakfast immediately, like 5 minutes they will go to poo poo already.
Oh, that could be that could be also, yeah, it's good that you go poo poo. Maybe is at the same time, you know, you need something in your stomach. It's all related, right? After you eat something, then it you always don't poo poo in the food that you just ate. You always poo poo the food the day before stuff, right? So when you eat, then then your small intestines have contraction. It starts to work. So that's why you will go poo poo immediately. Just like babies, sometimes when you're feeding them the milk, right? Immediately they're pooing already. So that's why you have something in your tummy is related. So it creates this contraction. So immediately they will poo. So any of the mothers here, you are really experts in your child's poo habits, right? So instead of being so expert with your child's poo habit, be also expert in your poo habits. Make sure that you are looking after your 4,000 square feet inside your body, right? If you don't, then all your money wasted. You put all the good food, it goes just out or goes back into your body, and it has no filtering system, right? So you need to make sure that you have a healtty villi. But at the same time, doesn't mean you have healthy villi, you have to keep inputting all the bad food, right? You can also make it unhealthy again. So once you have a healthy villi, you maintain it all the time. Don't just, wow, got healthy villi, yay, celebration, go eat all the bad food again, and then it become damaged. And then you have to go through the process. In fact, if everybody's villi, after a period of time, you will never know how damaged it is. So some people will take a longer time to recover. Some people maybe a shorter time. But for me, I took quite a long time because I had so bad eating habits and such a bad lifestyle, right? So maintain your villa, everyone. So happy Easter again. If there's no more questions, I'll let you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Don't forget, for those of you here who are on a 10-day program, we have a session at 2:45. Get the link from your coach or also from yes, 10 daily and home project with Coach Grace. So get the link from your coach or the person who invited you, because you should have some questions about what is this 10 daily and home project, correct? So tune in and I'll tell you, it is so much information. Today I'm just telling you about gut health. There you will learn even much more. Okay?
Yeah,
So thank you everyone. Have a nice Sunday and
take a
I'll see you very
photo.
soon. Bye
Can we
bye.
take a photo before we go off?
Oh yeah, take picture. Forgot.
Please on the camera. Just a quick one. Okay, 1, 2, 3. One more. Yeah. Okay, it's coming in. Yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Cheese. Okay, one more time. Okay, quick one. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, sure. Thank you.
Thank you
Happy.
everyone. Hope you all learned something today. Bye bye.
Bye. Yeah, remember to tune in 2:45. We have the coach Grace talk about the Q&A section for about the 10 days lean and tone, and as well as 3:30, which is our concept overview. Yeah, see you at 2:45.